Here's a long video. It's 5 minutes, so I'll probably react to it. I mean, while I'm playing it, right? So I'm not gonna like I usually do. I usually like to let the videos play and then react to it, but it's a 5 minute video, so I'll probably react to it while I'm watching it.
Can someone explain to me what men's fascination is with barely legal girls?
Feminism in mass media, that's what it's about. Let me explain. Back in the day, the desire for young women was more about fertility than men's desire, because you needed a young, fertile woman to produce the maximum amount of children so you could have heirs to pass on your private property to, right? When it came to men's sexual desires, they were kind of all over the place. Before mass media, there wasn't really any one standard. There were always men who lusted after children, both girls and boys. There were men who liked older women. Benjamin Franklin famously, in a letter, I think it was to someone, recommended to his friend, when looking for the proper mistress, go with an older woman. If they were already married, if they got pregnant, you could pass the kid on as the husband's child, or if they were older widows, they couldn't get pregnant anymore. Also, they were more experienced and they were more discreet, and you didn't have to worry about dealing with the dad or dealing with their family when it came to destroying the virtue of a woman who had yet to marry. So he's like, you get everything in one. You get the experience, you get the discretion, and you can just hang out and have fun. So men's tastes have not really been narrowed to any particular thing. It was all over.
I like that. And you know what? You're right. The barely legal thing is stupid, right? Barely legal. It's ridiculous with women, right? Can women, is a woman that's 20 barely legal? I mean, is she not a woman? Is she not an adult? They are, right? It's just, that's how society is. Things change. Make it, if it's legal, it's legal. Plain and simple. I think it's always stupid. Barely legal girls. It's ridiculous. But here's a woman that says, I agree, right? Men like women. Men just like women. Period. Men like women. And a lot of times, men like women that they can get. Right? Men like women they can get. And here's the thing. Let's say the Bill Belichick crap, okay? He's rich. He's rich. Why spend your money? Because here's the thing. At his age, women, even if they're women his own age, they're only after him for his money. This is something that women can't understand. Even women your own age would be after you for your money. So really, why not go for a woman that, hell, if she's still after you for your money, well then, in return, I'm after her for her youth, beauty, and body. Yeah, this is the thing. That's a different world. And I've said it. If you are a man, you've done your best, you succeeded in life. You qualify for whatever you want. If it's whatever you want legally, right? Whatever you want legally. Yeah, and it gets applauded, right? It's ridiculous. Blue, you're right.
The place, right? But then the 20th century hit and mass media hit. Now, I didn't put all of this together until I watched the Pretty Baby documentary about that Brooke Shields movie, because they interviewed feminists and they interviewed activists and writers from that time period, and they explained how this transition happened. Which, by the way, I recommend watching that documentary. It's so important. And I'd like to thank Calamity Kim. I'm going to tag her video with this clip that I'm going to show you. Take a look.
Women who epitomized ideal sexuality were grown women. They were at least in their 20s, and they had voluptuous women's bodies. Marilyn Monroe, I think she was, a size 14 or something like that. Sophia Loren, Ava Gardner. They were grown women, and they were not children when they were presented as sexual ideals.
A new movement for women's liberation is launched, and once again protesters take to the street to support their demands for total freedom.
We see Roe v. Wade, we see sexual harassment laws come into being, we see second-wave feminism.
One of the responses of the dominant culture to the rise of feminism was the sexualization of little girls. It's almost as if we're told, okay, you're not going to be traditionally feminine, which traditionally meant powerless, submissive, dependent. we'll replace you with little girls.
Our recent Lolita obsession is not about youth. It's not about beauty. There are plenty of hot women in their 20s, 30s, 40s. It's about control and pliability. They want access to us before we're smart enough to know what they're doing. They want to get to us while we're still naive, before we understand our true value.
Well, I know what I'm critiquing. Here's the thing, right? Women like this, I've said this before. And I'll say it until I'm blue in the face. Life experience for women is not attractive. Life experience for women only makes them harder to deal with. What man wants to deal with a hard woman? Right? This is the thing. Now, here's the thing. I'm not the whole thing where you want to deal with underage girls. I'm not for that, right? But legal women, right? But deal with them, right? Want them before they get used and abused, traumatized, attitude, smartass, chaotic. They don't bring men peace. They bring men headache. What man wants to deal with that? They have attitude. They think that they're so smart. Right? That's the thing, right? They think that they're so smart. What man wants a smart ass mouth? Okay? I've dated women with high finance degrees. Argue about everything. Always an attitude. It's my way, the highway. What man wants to deal with that? If you're a man with a backbone, you wouldn't want to deal with that. Right? Especially if you're a man that's accomplished. If you're a man that's accomplished, why deal with a woman that's been there and done that? Okay? That has an attitude that's not on your game, right? Not following your lead. Here's the thing. Women constantly ask for, I want a leader. I want a man that leads. I want a man that provides. Then why fight him on every single shit? That's the thing with women. Women like this, right? Who wants to spew the feminine shit, right? Smart and all that shit. Really? Okay, it doesn't make you more attractive. Okay? It doesn't make you more attractive that you've done all this, that you have all this life experience that makes you harder to deal with, because then you're arguing about everything. It's your way, the highway. No man wants to deal with that.
When women were totally second-class citizens, when we couldn't buy our own property, we couldn't have jobs, it was fine because we were restricted, even well into adulthood, we were restricted by the rules of society. But now that we're not to the same degree anymore, they know they can't run the same games they used to. Some of these broadcasters have even said it out loud.
These women, typically very malleable, right? Very, very cooperative, extremely cooperative. They don't have many negative experiences. So they do truly give you grace.
They are more malleable. The definition of malleable, look at the second one when it comes to people. Easily influenced, pliable. Now that broadcaster, at least...
And also teachable. Teachable. This is the thing where women don't understand. This is why I said life experience for women is not attractive, because again, they have been taught to be terrible, right? They have been taught how to cooperate with men, not how to deal with men, not how to compromise with men. So really, this is the thing. Here's the thing. Not every man is going to be toxic in how they teach a woman, or like palatable shit like that, right? Not every man is going to turn this woman into a sexual slave or whatever like that is. No, but he could probably teach her how to be a good partner to him. This is the thing, right? These women that, I've said it. I usually date women my own age, so women just don't see the logic, okay? Because women aren't logical, right? This is the thing. Women are they go about relationships where how they do it how they see fit, right? They will love a man how they think they should love a man, not how he wants to be loved. How many relationships you hear is sexless? And I've had so many sexless relationships, and I'm still doing my shit, right? Providing, right? I'm still holding my shit down. And yet, I'm in relationships where they don't think about you. They don't do shit for you. Okay? That's the thing with women, right? Those that life experience makes women selfish. As women get older, in my opinion, they become more selfish. Okay? At least, let's say this. Hypothetically, at least if an older man is dating a younger woman, we know the trade-off. We know what's being exchanged there. Okay? You know, finances and resources, and youth and beauty. Right? We know what's being exchanged. When you I've seen, and I've been in these relationships, right? You date women with these life experience, really, it's a lot of times it's just one way. It's really just one way. In my opinion, it happens so many.
Had the sense to either not want to or not want to admit that he was willing to go below 21. He said 21 to 25, but the principle's the same. Young women are easier to control. They want to get at us before we recognize our true power and before.
This is that thing, right? I'm not saying that, you know, there are changes, there are situations where I'm controlling, but here's the thing that women also don't understand. They're easier to deal with. In some, I'm not saying, and I've dealt with some younger women, I'm not saying it all, but the mindset, right? The logic in that is that they're easier to deal with, or they don't have these bad habits. Okay, and usually I have clips of women saying, "I want a leader. I want a man to lead." It's like, what do you want? Do you want a man to lead, or do you want a partnership? That's the thing. And here's the insanity, right? When it comes to an older man to a younger woman, it's easier to control. But yet a younger woman that wants an older man to lead, or a man to lead, no one complains about that shit, right? No one says about that standard, right? If a man wants a woman that he can control, he's toxic. If a woman wants a man that will lead her, she's what? Feminine, right? She's supported in that logic, right? That's the insanity I'm talking about. That's the hypocrisy I'm talking about right there.
Before we understand the true nature of some of these men and what they're really after and how they manipulate us. Before we're old enough to understand that we shouldn't fall for all the societal nonsense.
And this is also ridiculous, okay? Manipulate you, right? You think older women aren't manipulated by bad men? You think that's not true? That's bunch of bullshit, okay? You think older women don't deal with terrible men? It's like, this is the thing with women. They can't comprehend nothing. It's like, oh, no, only younger women can be manipulated. Only younger women aren't smart enough not to deal with toxic men. Really? Really? Only younger women have those problems? That's a whole bunch of BS right there. No, this is the thing where women constantly want to shape the narrative how they see fit. So they can, what? Pretty much shit on men's standards, men's preferences, while prop their own, what, crazy ass logic. Like I said, it's not necessarily the age, right? It's not. It's the person. It doesn't make, if you're young, it doesn't mean that you only can be manipulated, right? Right? Like, you make it seem like older women are so smart, they can't be manipulated by men. And here's the insanity about it. Or here's the insanity about it. Even younger men can manipulate women their own age. So, should women not date at all, right? It's like, are you not intelligent at all? You make it seem like young men don't manipulate women at all. So well, it's not about age. That's why women are just.
While we still believe that romantic love is real and can still be convinced to have children for men that really want the societal accolades for fatherhood, but are not at all interested in parenting.
But what does that have to do with age? Because let's say this, right? I've said this in generally, statistically, women usually date men their own age. So, by that logic, women also usually have children by men with pretty close within their age. Right? So, it's fine for men to, or I don't know, young men to have what, get these women pregnant, get these young women pregnant. There's no speak out against that. But if it's older men doing that shit, what, it's power imbalance? That's ridiculous.
We understand that marriage is not about true love. It's a labor contract, and it's not a very good one for us.
Really? It's not a good one for us. Marriage is not good for women. When the court system gears towards women, when predominantly women are the ones who get remarried more than men, right? Statistically, women are the ones who get remarried even after failed marriages, right? More than men. This is the thing. Women wants to shape their own narrative, whether it makes sense or not. Labor, it's like this is what I'm saying. Like, and you're right. Yo, Alvy and Just, you're right. It is fine. A marriage between the man that you love, right? The man that you supposedly want to be with, okay? Is a labor contract. Yet, you don't see that when it comes to your career, right? Your career that you break your back for. Now, you listen to a man, okay? In general, you're listening, obeying, right? Being submissive, essentially to this man, right? That's your boss. And that's fine. This is the thing with women, where their hypocrisy is insanity. They switched the husband for the boss, right? It's really no different. Mystic, exact. When you let women talk, they will show their hypocrisies and delusions. Okay? They will show that, are they really that intelligent? Right? Are women actually that intelligent? Because I'm sorry, but a lot of times they show that they talk very foolishly. Okay? I'm not saying I'm very smooth with my talking, but again, the logic, the core logic itself, in my opinion, is pretty sound. Okay? Now, I'm always willing to, have a conversation about it, but again, mine sounds more logical than women like this, because it's easier to break down, because it don't make sense. It don't. Right? Especially when you think about the other sides of it. Right? Calling marriage a labor contract when you are fine with working, right? You're fine with your career. That's not labor contract. Plus, this is the insanity. You pick that man, right? You pick these men. None of these men are forcing themselves on you. It's ridiculous with women like this. Oh, that is so true. Women do know how to play the system. Women do know how to play social media world. They know how to play the government. They know they have the advantages. Okay? And they play it. Insanity. I don't know. So, what do you guys think about that one?